All right. How are we doing today? Welcome up to the live stream. Hope everyone's having a great one here. It is PCE day, and SPY is trying to break through critical resistance here at 686. This is a very big resistance. It's the peak back from November 12th. Let me scroll back because we're about to break past it right here. There's the peak. We're literally testing it here at open. And actually breaking past, I guess, by a cent or two over the recent high yesterday or this morning. Wow, that is a great run so far. Looks like the market's pretty bullish heading into PCE data, huh? All right, let's go. Wow, what a good rip. How's everybody doing today? Outlaw. How are we doing? D-Man, BMR, Sharpie, Charles, Brain, Joe Papa, Bob Saget, Steven, Rick, Fisher, Coconut, Jason. What's up? Andrin, I love YouTube. OLU Fade. There we go. Good pump with the SPY though. Yeah, like we were saying, pretty good move there. So far, so good. PCE data is set to release. If PCE data comes in hot, over 0.2%, watch out. This could be negative for the market if that happens. If it shows inflation's heating up, it might mean that it might push the Feds more towards a pause rather than a cut. I'm doing good, Brain. Doing good. Drinking a yellow vitamin water today here at the beginning of the stream. No Red Bull like yesterday, but that's okay. Got my daughter's birthday party tomorrow. That'll be nice. That will be nice for sure. Haha, she's getting stocks for the birthday. I'm getting her a Trump account. Palantir moving higher here today. 179 breaking out. Damn. Good rip. Pretty good rip there. When you guys are looking at this, what are you thinking about as far as the overall market today with the PCE data? We've got to do a poll. Wow, the SPY is looking great though, above 686. Let's go. This market's getting bullish. All right, here we go. Hang on, I gotta fix something with the poll. All right, here we go. Three options here. Will PCE data help push stocks higher here, or will the data push stocks lower? Let's see. SPY blast off, SPY fall down, or SPY goes flat? What do you guys think? Vote it up. Get those votes in today. It's a big vote with a lot going on. Everybody's voting for blast off. Makes sense with how the SPY is moving today. So much manipulation. Look at pre-market open. It's crazy. It was a pretty weird move. I don't always just love screaming manipulation all day, but it might not be terrible. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Brain says 100%, guys. Like it up and sub, of course, if you're new. SPY is looking great, though, holding 686 so far. This is a good hold. We're 23 minutes away from the PCE data. I almost just said from the FOMC meeting. That's how much I'm thinking about the FOMC meeting, though. We have the Kalshi odds up right here, 92% being priced in this morning. Same as yesterday right now. Interesting for sure. SoFi and Tesla's next resistance. SoFi does look pretty bad today. Yeah, pulling back to like 27, yeah. Definitely not the best move by SoFi. Actually, let me refresh this really quick. This is like getting unbearably laggy. I don't know if it's needs a refresh or if it's TradingView's servers today or what. Holy crap. Why is it doing that? Very dumb. Good morning, Alexander. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're having a good one as well. Wonder if there's a sell wall on IRBT at 4. iRobot, are they still getting some action in the short term? Oh yeah, they are. Back up today. Damn, IRBT. What a crazy move with the IRBT. That one actually has me happy and laughing today. The robotics. Trump did say he would announce or maybe do a robotics executive order or something like that in early at 26. Sounds pretty fire. Sounds awesome to me. Serve robotics as well. Makes sense. What about RR? Oh yeah, Serve. RR there. 4.56. Moving up off of its low of the morning. It's not as good as the others, but it's coming back in a great way. Almost seems like a great dip buy. Good dip buy situation here. Go back to serve, though, which had the better PA. We will take that one, that's for sure. NVDA, Alex says. NVIDIA. That's a nice pullback there. 180, 150 to the downside. That's a good drop off there. Wow, right off of resistance too. Posted a lower high off of this Tuesday's peak, which is not the best sign either. Kind of weird movement. Very strange. How's that SPY looking? Still holding up well? Not the best, not the best. Starting to pull back a little bit. Back under 686. We're getting that chop into the PCE data. Don't forget, 18 minutes is the countdown. SPY blasting off is taking the poll away. 52%. Don't forget to vote it up. Get those votes in. Bitcoin close to going below 90K again. 90,000 per coin. That is a big drop. Damn, pretty big pullback into this morning again. No kidding. All of last night, early this morning. Like this morning at like 4 in the morning, it really started falling. And then here again as well. Rough PA for you, Bitcoin. Jack said, good morning. So the action is happening later? It's happening in about 15 minutes, Jack. 15 minutes. PCE data. Very curious how this moves the market today. Definitely leaning more to the upside, but we will see. Michigan consumer sentiment data is going to be pretty important as well. Preliminary data for December, see if it comes in with a good reading or not. Hard to say with stuff like this. It's kind of like guessing on earnings. Don't want to be doing that. Definitely not. Come out, bulls, Jack Black says. SPY's doing good again. Here we go. Pulling back to the upside a little bit. It's on a slight downtrend from the peak this morning, but nothing crazy yet. Something playing out a bit like this. Let's look at the Mag 7. There's Nvidia trying to come up off the low of the day. That's good to see, at least. Apple's testing its low. Kind of double bottoming for now, but it might end up breaking down there. When was the last PCE? Let's see. Let's go check. So if we click this, it says it was on September 26th. So quite a long time ago. Like 2.5 months. That's pretty long. Feels so wrong to be holding IRBT when it could collapse at any second. I mean, I guess that could happen to anything, but yeah, with that one especially, right? Especially. You know, the past 2 readings have came in around 0.2%. I think it just, you know, I think best case scenario, PCE data comes out right at 0.2%, and boom, nothing surprises the market at all. It just comes out at a normal pace, normal number, and then, you know, that's it. Nothing too crazy with it. 0.2% doesn't surprise the market, and the market just continues to go on its same path towards rate cuts, and everyone's all happy, rejoicing. Now, it'd be bad if it popped up and showed inflation moving higher, because that kind of pushes the Feds away from rate cuts, and that's the big deal. We don't want to push the market pricing away from rate cuts. That's what I think will be the negative if it were to happen. And that would happen if inflation comes in hotter, which would mean PCE went over and came in hot. $12 out. Make sure you destroy that like and vote up in the poll. Will the data help push stocks higher here? Will the SPY move up? SPY is moving up through a little trend line here. Make sure you guys go get your water, go get situated before we kick things off. Jake's guessing to the downside. Oh no. All right, let's go see IRBT. Damn, continuation up to 450. Man, brain, are you parkouring? Is the parkour working? I don't know when you started calling it that, but yesterday was a great one, right? Yesterday seemed fantastic. A lot of craziness here today. IRBT just blasted through $4.50. Look at that. How much is it up now today? Turn on the algo. 52%. Wow, brain. That is a big one there. Oh, are they, Mason? Let's see. I don't know which version that they want. I guess I'll give them this one. No, I mean like the Zoom. Hourly, 5 minute, 1 minute. I don't know. It looks like that one's good. $686.70. Nice resistance there. You think stuff's going down after the announcement? Personally, I'm looking more to the upside. But, of course, it's a straight guess, guys. It's like guessing on earnings. You don't want to be guessing on these events. So far, so good, though, with the SPY. We'll take it. If it's moving up into the event, that scares me. Oh, every once in a while, you see those buy the rumor, sell the news deals. Eight minutes away. Imagine if they announced Jerome Powell's been a robot all along. Oh my gosh. Wow, the bulls should be rejoicing right now with the SPY ripping as much as it is.
All right.
This is a beautiful move here, SPY. Keep it going. Obviously, the event's gonna shake things up. Get those votes in the poll. 7 minutes out. Destroy that like, too. Let's get that like number up. If you don't, Greta's gonna get you.
How dare you?
Wow, 687 now touching. This is a clear break. SPY, you know what? If this event ends up really good, I mean, SPY might make a new all-time high. I mean, it's not that far off. I mean, we're like literally 0.4% away. Yeah, I mean, SPY could easily make a new all-time high here today if this is good. Damn, SPY. Definitely moving up into the event, so that's a good sign so far, but a bit scary. Be careful holding through this event. 5 minutes. We could see a shift. It's nearing 5 USD. IRBT is. Oh, wow. It got pretty close there for a minute. That's pretty fire. Silver's moving. Nice. Up into this event as well. Silver might make a new high. How about GLD? All right. There we go. Gold. There we go. How much is SPY up from its recent low here? Nice 5% uptrend. That's not bad. Pretty good. Tom said, full port, 0 DTE SPY calls. You liar. All lies. $150% NFTX. What's NFTX? 3 minutes out. Very close. Getting closer. Oh, NFLX. I see. For a second, I thought it was gonna be like a leveraged Netflix ETF of some kind. That's what I thought it was gonna end up being. I thought my guess was pretty good. Two minutes out. The suspense is real. You know what they say about full porting ahead of events like this?
60% of the time, it works every time.
That's right. Obviously, be careful, guys. We're less than 1 minute out now. $40 seconds. Where's Nvidia? Pulled back hard this morning, still sitting around that 181 support that it's posted at. 20 seconds. There we go. Boom. Comes in at 0.2%. Right as expected on the core. Nothing crazy there. Looks like pretty good across the board, guys. Pretty good across the board. How's Mag 7 right away? At least it appeared to be decent. We'll see. Weird candle so far. See how the market takes it. The core, month over month, 0.2%. Literally right as expected. See if this can get stocks pumping or not. Stocks were moving up a lot into this. It's tough to say how the market's going to react. But I lean up here. Well-cooked numbers, Carolina says. Tell him to wait for me, Brain said. If only. Demir's done for the day, still chopping. Lost some money, got to end the week on a bad note, unfortunately. Damn, Demir. Sometimes that happens on Friday. Next week on Tuesday, we'll have Jolt's job openings, and then Wednesday will be the FOMC interest rate decision. How's Kalshi moving today? Any significant jumps or movement? Trying to zoom it in to get a better reading here. SPY's looking great though, guys. 687.50 touching. Clear breakout right now. Boom, let's go. Wow. This is actually the next resistance that I had, 687.50. I also like 689. But we could be breaking right through. Santa Claus, come on to town. Let's go. But we need to cut rates because of the jobs market. XXC. It's good to see that inflation's not going crazy, but the jobs market is weakening. Just has been fairly weak anyways. Are we still getting a cut? That's what's being priced in right now. There hasn't been a huge shift there. This number was sitting at 92% earlier today. We might see it jump up a little bit more now. If we see it get it to like 95% plus today, that'll be a pretty significant. Bring up the Mag 7 again. Very nice rip out of Mag 7. Pretty good move off of lows for many of these. Google's the one negative here. It's kind of pulled back. But Nvidia's pumping it up. Tesla's trying to rise. Meta's trying to rise. Of course, this isn't the only stuff in the Mag 7. Or in the S&P, I should say. Coconut said, I know what the inflation rate is by just looking at Walmart. They do give a pretty good indication on how consumers are spending. That was a pretty good indicator here. Walmart is pumping here too. Looking really good today. How about Costco? Ooh, Costco likes it. Man, SPY is pushing now 688, guys. $1.70 from all-time highs. Just want to triple check that the all-time high is 689.70. I believe it is. Yes, 689.70. At least it was for a second. It was $1.70 from highs. All right, let's see. It's peaking out a little bit at 688 here on the 5-minute chart. Is this going to be just a slight pullback, kind of like right here? Or is this going to be a larger one? Let's see a nice hold of this support. Christmas is back on the menu, kids. Be careful, Bob. Palantir. Holding above 180 now, actually. Using 180 as support, or at least trying to for now. Yvonne said, I bought some Google about 10 minutes ago. That's why it fell. Oh, of course. It's the only one down. No, it's coming back now a little bit at least. Pull up Mag 7 once again. Check back in on it. The one reading today that got overlooked was Michigan consumer sentiment data. It actually came in pretty good, 53.3. Definitely not bad. Sterling, you'll have to go up here to the top right here, and you'll have to make a 4x4, and then throw them all in there. You'll probably have to upgrade your trading view though. Thinkorswim lets you do it for free. Well, I guess not for free. You got to use their platform, but 688. Still holding up on SPY, getting a little slow up there. How are the banks moving from this? I'm curious. Like JP Morgan. God, I fat fingered that one. JP Morgan. Daily chart. Nothing too crazy today. Bank of America was pumping. Looks like they just pulled back down, but they were pumping pretty good. How about Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs? Pretty good action out of the banks today. How are the growth stocks moving after this? IRBT pulling back. What about stuff like SMR? Little pullback, not very surprising there. Trying to pump now, but since the news came out, it's been pumping, but nothing crazy. How about Oklo? No, that one was a pullback as well today. A lot of the growth stocks that popped off yesterday pulled back pretty hard today. If we go to my watch list, we scroll down, we can see SoFi, Oklo, Rigetti, IONQ, BBAI, SMR, QUBT. Of course, Bitcoin was moving down too, but now Bitcoin just started pumping with this news. This is going to be good for the crypto players out there. At least it's good initial news for the crypto players. Nice and cold here where I live. It's like 15 degrees. Sold your calls at 105% profit. If we don't get new all-time highs today with SPY, maybe Wednesday. 105% is pretty fire. Hard to time the tops and bottoms. Sounds like you got out pretty good. Intel's moving up 5% here. Wow, Intel's been really recovering today. Smith & Wesson. Now this is a different one. Smith & Wesson just popped on earnings. I mean, pretty much exploded. SWBI holding a lower range of support as well. Interesting stock. It has a big gap to fill on the daily. Who knows how long it's going to keep chopping around down here, though. There's a big resistance it's running into. But SWBI. You know what they say? Smith, Wesson, and me. Can you guys name the movie? I think Jake's gonna get that one. Taco Bell? Wait, we have Mike Tyson in the chat. I'm stuck with call options for TSM ending today at 3:30. I'm cooked. Yeah, 3:30 is a pretty far out option. Even if TSM tries to pop a little bit today, it's still pretty far off from 3:30. I don't know when you bought it, but yeah, 3:30 is pretty far out of the money. Honestly, you needed a big explosion for that one to work out. Xavier. You show the Palantir book map? Run into the SM chat and ask for it. Palantir 181.50 coming up. Let's go see the hourly. Nice resistance overhead. 184, 185, pretty big level of resistance there. Palantir's the savior. It is looking pretty good here. I like how it's getting up into this overhead range. I feel like it could start to trade up into the upper end of this. Towards that 184, 185 point. C said, any thoughts on Oracle? Pretty good pump there by Oracle, 1.5%. Definitely not bad. I've never had a 200% plus gainer in a day trade. How rare are those? They're fairly rare, Care. It depends how risky you get with your trades. You know, like if you trade SPY and you trade 0 day to expirations all the time, you'll probably see 200% plus gainers fairly often, but you'll also see some wild moves that could result in bigger losses too. Or you could just get lucky and just catch a really good move on anything, but 200% is fairly rare. Bob says, let me introduce you to something called Oklo. Bob, you should call him on the phone and you should go, I have this cutting edge stock, Oklo. Like good old Jordan Belfort. This just came across my desk, John, and it's the best thing out there since NVIDIA. Mr. Pancake says, I'm all in on calls. On which one? It's looking pretty fire here. The background music reminds me of that 3D Space Cadet pinball game for Windows XP. Oh. You mean, are you talking about this game? I have that game. That's funny you say that, Xavier. I have that game. Spy, there we go, baby. Bob said I should take the 33% gain on these calls. Taking the gain here is not a bad idea in my book. I think SPY is getting fairly high. There could be a push for all-time highs today, and it is very strong. I've seen days where SPY does this, and it keeps going and going. So I think that there could still be more room. Ultimately, though, we might run into some chop here. I think closer to around 689, but the best thing I would say is to scale out, take some profits. It seems like SPY is getting slower and choppier up here. I think it's best to lock in some gains at least. You mastered the pinball? Yeah, that is nostalgic, isn't it? See you later, Demure. Have a great weekend, man. Is Tesla done for the day? I wouldn't call it done for the day quite yet. It is going to be testing a big trend line right here. It's actually testing it right now. Kind of looks like it's in a wedge or a flag pattern. Interesting setup with Tesla. It's definitely coiling right now. I wouldn't call it necessarily done for the day, though. We're only about an hour in, 50 minutes in. You're bullish on APO and Tesla. Apollo Management. Apollo Global. APO does look pretty fire here. I like this setup with APO. Coming up off a higher low. Looks pretty fire, yeah. I like that setup. Tesla's been nice too. Especially with these robotics announcements, that can definitely help boost Tesla a lot. When the PCE data is out, I'm from the UK, so the time zones are weird. It already came out, Acu. It came out about 20 minutes ago. I'll point on the chart where it came out. Right here. It came in pretty good, though. It came in right as expected. It did not surprise traders at all. It came in at 0.2%. The expectations were 0.2% on the core month over month. No surprise there. You know, the personal income, personal spending all came in okay. Michigan consumer sentiment data came in okay as well. So, honestly, pretty good data across the board. SPY's now coiling back up towards its high of the day again. Might go for another run. Let's see if 689 can come into play, or possibly even, who knows, maybe even the all-time high. That would be fun. What do you got? SPX. I've been playing around with that. SPX can be nice. Trading options. I normally just stick to SPY, or honestly, if you really wanted to, ES futures aren't too bad either. Might be experiencing some lag here, guys. Sorry about that. Should resolve itself in a second. How's Netflix looking? Really good. Really good today. I think it could possibly continue as the day progresses. That's a big V-shaped recovery, and today is so bullish in the market, at least so far, that I think we could see a continuation here. You know, Care, that's a good question, but that's not always the case. They don't always bounce back. You know, they don't always bounce back. Something like Duolingo got very overextended, right? Like that's a pretty big drop. Now, you probably might be correct that $200 might be a decent price for DUOL. I have not looked at the fundamentals for it, but just realize that there can be big collapses that don't come back. Zoom is a good example I like to show people. Look at COVID with Zoom. You know, as Zoom fell, people said the same thing about it when it hit $200. You know, it was like the same setup. It ran up to like $600 and then it fell all the way back down. And a lot of people were buying in at $200. But then guess what? It kept going and it kept going. And now it trades at like $50 to $60, right? And now it's actually starting to finally come back. But it took like 3 or 4 years to start to finally even just test the top end of this channel, if even attempt a breakout. But man, this Zoom play is getting interesting. Actually, this big money trade that came out recently, $1.1 million. But I like to go show people that because they don't always have to come back right away like that. Now, if you have a really good long-term outlook and you're willing to average in, I think now could be a good time to start averaging in with DUOL, but you got to leave yourself room in case it keeps falling, because you'll need the dollar cost average or take an L at some point. I wouldn't bag hold it forever. Intel trying to come out a little bit. Go check on Advanced Money Destroyer. Ran up to 223.50, 223.60. Yes, futures are Steven's bread and butter. I can't trade options to save my life. The futures can be pretty easy. For people, though, who don't understand them, and if they bag hold it, they'll blow up really fast. But as long as you know what you're doing. Alex says, where should I get out of Meta? Meta is explosive here, 674. That's a tough call with how much it's running up. I would start scaling out, really. I don't think it gets above the high from Thursday. I would really look at 680 being like the peak. I would even, though, say like 677 would probably be the max for me. It's never bad to scale out. Jake's out with $1,000. He said out of Meta, $1,000. What? No problem, Care. I think it's just a continuation off of that announcement. Let me triple check. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that I'm seeing. I think it's just a lot of hype there. Now, IRBT had a very high short float as well, 41%. So we could be seeing shorts get squeezed here. Shorts are probably being squeezed right now. Well, I would guarantee some are. Might be time to sell QQQ. Let's see. Yeah, definitely pulling back a little bit. Got a really nice move today up to 629. This is a more significant pullback than we've seen on the way up so far, which does indicate to me that there could be a possible shift here. It doesn't mean that in an hour we won't make another new recent high or start breaking out again, but it does seem like it's turning over here a lot differently than it's turned over since this good run has started. Same with the SPY, actually. SPY is going to be testing 687.50 here. Good support. Good first support on the way up. See if it can hold. But it did just break below that wick right there, which is a kind of a scary sign. Just keep in mind that there can be some chop mixed into the overall uptrend, but impossible to time up the tops and bottoms perfectly. What do you know about chop at the top? I'm gonna chop my fiance's credit card in half is what I'm gonna do. Tesla is still within the wedge. Holding within there pretty perfectly right now. I know a few of you guys were looking at Tesla wondering if it was gonna keep, or if it was gonna start moving today or not. Getting closer and closer to the end, so we might start to see a move here soon. Have a great trading day. I'm good on the chop. See y'all next week. Hey, let's go, Care. Have a good one. Appreciate you joining up today. If you guys are new here, destroy that like button. Hit the subscribe as well. Today's been a pretty big day. PCE data came in right as expected, did not surprise the markets. The SPY has been doing very well since then. It did start slowing up a little bit here, but it is holding support. So we'll see if it can get a move going or not. Very interesting action though. Hell yeah, SPY coming back. Good rip back up. 688. Boom. That is a nice one again. Let's see if it can hold above 688. Really get a good push back to that new high of the day. Because there is that overhead base right there that's a bit scary for us. It's a bit worrying. Re-entered IRBT, Sears says, new high of the day is achieved, baby. Let's go. It is time.
It's time!
Boom. Nothing too big. SPY pulled back a little bit there. Little, I don't know. What was it? 80, 70 cent pullback, something like that. Little 80-cent pullback there. All right, there we go. Probably going to exit before 689 here in a bit. Smart. I think that's smart. Diamond hands, baby, Bob says. Brain's happy with it. Destroy that like button if you're enjoying the market today and you're enjoying the stream. 32 likes. Those are rookie numbers in this racket. Silver passed 3% now. SLV, that's a new all-time high. Oh, yeah. Let me check the hourly. Yep. Just barely squeaked it out there, but new all-time high on SLV. 3.36% there. Boom. What level is SPY at? Ooh, it's getting close. I'm wondering, I'm trying to wait for it to be $1 away from the all-time high. It's 688.70 is when it'll hit. 688.70, just a couple candles away if we get some good action. $689. Let's rip it. Up 264% so far, Haya says. You need more sound effects and dancing cat graphics. Dancing cats. Hank Hill and Dr. Phil sound bites. We'll be right back. The audio is fine on my end. There we go. Taco Bell. What's up, Mike? I got a put option on Walmart. I think it's too overbought, even with them entering the NDQ, the NASDAQ. I got a put option on Walmart. I think it's too overbought. Is it more of a day trade or like a swing trade? I'm curious. I agree with you. I think it's getting to that point of being overbought as well. A swing, okay. I would agree that it's overbought. Just realize that, you know, like, imagine how many people kept saying Walmart was overbought, you know, right here. And right, you know, here. And here. You know, it's tough, right? Walmart's one of those stocks that can really just trend and trend and trend, it feels like. But I agree with you. I totally feel you, at least for a short-term pullback. Man, you would think it would be in the cards, but I don't know. Santa's coming to town, as we like to say. Santa's here. Walmart's not going anywhere, Corner said. Corner says Walmart's going nowhere. That is a lot of candles in a row, though. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles in a row. I wonder the last time it had 8 green candles in a row like that. Let's see. There's a 6 spot there. Man, that might be a... Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There was a 12er. SMX is super sus. Let's see. SMX security matters. I haven't looked at this one much. It definitely looks like a big pump and dump. They've reverse split, reverse split, reverse split, reverse split. I would be very careful and mindful of this one. Every once in a while, you'll get these stocks like this that truly explode, but sometimes they'll end up roaring back down. They'll probably end up dying off here eventually soon. That is a weird move. Do you know what's going on with them at all, or is it just random? SMX redefined how gold, rare earths, and critical minerals get verified. What the? Haven't heard of this one, but definitely a random stock that had some news, it sounds like. That's for sure. That is for sure. Let me go see the hourly really quick. Yeah, it's a pretty good move, though, by Meta again. I know that they had that news with Zuckerberg doing the metaverse cuts yesterday. I thought that was pretty hilarious. He literally names the company Metaverse, and then now it does bad. Everyone's minds were blown. They were going to sell virtual property in the metaverse. You know, I actually already know people that do that. And holy shit, Tesla just broke out of the wedge, guys. Was anyone following Tesla in the wedge? There we go. That is a big jump. Tesla's starting to really move. Go check QQQ. Pulling back here. Wow, pretty big pullback again. SPY pulling back a lot as well. It broke that high of day by just a little bit. I don't know that 689's coming up. Man, right as soon as it got fun there. Looking like it was going to finally get that bigger move. Now we're right back to the support for a second test. Oh, are we going to keep chopping here, or is SPY going to fall through? Looks like so far a little 1 minute candle trying to pop back, but Meta wants to move to the glasses with AI integration. I'm still not convinced. Definitely better than the metaverse. All right, Tessie, let's see. Right at the high of day. Let's see if we can get a little breakout starting to go. That's a good move through the wedge. Let's see if we can materialize a better run. Yeah, it does seem like a good pivot. I like the glasses a lot better. I would honestly wear those glasses all the time. One moment, guys. One moment. Tessie's going, though. Tesla is going. I have to type something to someone really quick, though, but Tesla is running. Good action there. I'd rather Meta partnered with some other company than Apple. I know, right? I know, I know. All right, Tessie. That's what we want to see. Good action there. Let's see, 460 hit. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Ooh. Now we get a little red candle coming in right after that. Gotta love it. PFE, go look. Whoa, Pfizer, 25.92. There we go. Look at that daily chart with Pfizer. It's getting close to resistance. Pfizer might end up breaking out here in a minute. Wow. That big money trade might end up doing pretty good. Not much time left, though. Needs to move quick. TSLA. Back to that. My favorite stock of the day. Kathy Woods dumping Tesla and Meta shares. Ooh, that means it's time to buy. Let's go back to Pfizer. Had some decent action there. Not the best. Let's check in on Mag 7. Because a lot of things are pulling back now. SPY's pulling back after basing out around 688.25. Knew it would be tough to keep breaking out there. Once we started to test this for the second time, it started to worry me. Definitely seeing a larger pullback start to take hold. This doesn't mean that the SPY is going to crash and burn, but definitely a little intraday pullback starting to play out. Tesla's starting to have some downside action from that too. Getting closer to the bottom end of the trend line. Add Tom Lee into that group. Uh-oh. Let's see how BMNR is looking. Not that this is the only thing Tom Lee does, but it's something that a lot of traders have been looking at lately. Bitmine immersion. Buying up Ethereum. Oh no, Tessie. I know. Big pullback starting to come in. Here we go, Tesla. Testing the trend now. Same thing with the rest of the Mag 7 starting to really fall down. Look at Google. Yvonne, I know we should have bought puts. Yvonne warned us, guys. Mason said, let's go. I feel like the rate cut decision on Wednesday is good luck with Wednesdays always being green, or maybe false hope. That would actually be pretty nice. It could be some false hope, but Wednesdays are pretty green. The rate cut decision jumped a little bit here today. They have it hard to read here, though. SMR, they were pulling back pretty hard earlier. Oh, wow, they're actually moving pretty good here intraday. They're getting very flat, though, where they're sitting. It's a very flat zone by SMR. How is VUG? Not too bad today. IWR. Know a few of you guys have looked at IWR every once in a while. Russell's been doing really good lately. IWM, I know, is a popular one. You guys like as well. Low cost Model 3 is out in Europe. There we go. That sounds fun. It's an IED on wheels. It can be. I've heard a lot about that. 1 minute chart on Tesla, holding that trend line fairly well. It definitely just tested it for sure. It actually broke under there ever so slightly before jumping back. Very volatile price action here so far today. Very volatile. Max speed, 201 kilometers per hour. That's not going to cut it. BYND, Beyond Meat, trying to go. BYND. Beyond Meat is pushing up pretty well today, up over 8% so far. Up to $1.34. It's like a penny stock now, but it is trying to really recover back. SERV. 5.15%. Watch Serve Robotics. These robotic stocks have been wild. IRBT is starting to pull back, but SERV looks a lot better intraday and is holding up. RR pulled back a lot more, but man, the other one is holding up great. Moderna, good intraday move, kind of like Pfizer. See if they can have some continuations there. The trade desk. I know a few of you were mentioning this one earlier. Looks pretty good again today as well. Go check Uber really quick on the SM bot. Calling out calls. CRM. Salesforce. Whoa, Salesforce. New high of the day. 5.53%. This is a crazy move by Salesforce. Keep your eyes on Salesforce if you're a scalper out there. Starting to move in a great way. SPY's been pulling back hard, though. Back down to that recent peak, 686. That was a big level to really push past today, though. It was a great one to see. Beyond looks good. If it breaks 137, Beyond Meat. It's crazy how good this stock has moved in the short term. There's been some wild action with it. Snapchat's up 2.7% today. What's starting to pull back more today? BBAI? Yeah, Big Bear is approaching its low of the day around 670. Not looking the best there. SMR I've liked a lot recently, but slowed down today. Kind of choppy within this zone, not my favorite. Robinhood's down a little bit. Now that might be a fun one to try and trade back to the downside. Good old Robinhood's down 3.3% and is turning over quite hard, actually. QQQ. I'm going to step away for 5 minutes, see what happens. And Bitcoin's below 90K, BTC USD. That is a big breakdown. Wow, Bitcoin really pulled back now. Damn, guys. I'm going to have to go check the news. I'm not seeing anything too crazy right now, really. The Kalshi odds still look good for rate cuts. Bitcoin's just simply pulling back. Anything to buy right now for a swing? I still like SMR on the daily chart off of this possible trend. It's moving down here today, but it might be creating a good dip buy opportunity for you. Decent dip buy here. A lot of stuff has been ripping a lot lately. It's hard to tell. It's hard for me to tell you to start buying Tesla right now, for example, with how high it is, or even like QQQ. Now, Nvidia is starting to come up off the dip a little bit, which is nice. Anything to buy right now for swings? Healthy Cooking says. More swing plays. More swing plays. Looking for more. What are some good swing opportunities? Pfizer's not a bad one. Pfizer just had a recent big money trade back on November 24th. It expires soon, but you might be able to modify this and go for like a breakout trade with Pfizer to the upside, which could be nice. If AI-driven data centers keep scaling at the current pace and power demand explodes, do you think nuclear becomes a necessary backbone of the grid? Oh, I think it's going to definitely become a necessary backbone of the grid. I think nuclear stocks, nuclear power, stuff like that is going to be very, very important. 100%. I don't know how much of a backbone of the grid it already is, but I know that it's going to be huge. I could see it being very large. What's up, Brain? You're back. Let's go. Look at Elon and Jeff's plans. Do what? Do they have... Oh, you mean for outer space or stuff like that? I gotcha. Tesla 455. Just realized that we're a lot of years away from some of those plans, probably. But man, look at Tessie down under the trend now. Started to really fall back after testing that high of the day. Not the best move to see there. QQQ. Pretty low. SPY down around support. Is this where SPY will start to really find a support and start to get dip bought back up? That would be fantastic to see. Go back to IRBT for a minute. All right, just kind of trending down here. How's Serve? Ooh, they actually made a new high of the day a few minutes ago whenever we were talking about them, and now they immediately jumped back. I hate it when stocks do that. They'll make a new high of the day and then just die right off again without really running, right? Without really running. Of course, everyone would probably like more directional moves, but that would be too easy of a market, though. It'd be too easy. SPY just dumped under 686 now again. That was the previous peak where I really thought SPY might hold up. I don't know. Maybe it'll just flush just slightly, like, you know, a slight wick down through, but we might get the recovery coming in. Microsoft's dipping, still can't decide to jump into IRBT or beyond. IRBT looks kind of rough here today. It was doing great before, but now it's pulling back. I think that they're both kind of stay away today. What I'm going to go with. Man, SPY reversed all the way back down, gave it all of its gains back from the good jump earlier. Boy, can sentiment shift fast. Haven't seen any news to really attribute this. Smells like someone put, oh no, I don't want to hear that. Buy the rumor, sell the news. 60% of the time, it works every time. You know it, Mason.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Sorry about that, guys. How's everybody doing so far this morning, though? You know, do a little check-in here about 2 hours into open. What are we looking like? Everybody all good? So far, so good. Going back at the sub $60 next week. Wish we could get puts on SMX. Security matters. You probably can't even short it. I bet it's too hard to short. It just halted to the downside, didn't it? Yeah, it did. It should be unhalting here in just a minute, though. We'll watch the unhalting play out. Well, If I can get the book map fast enough, we will. Any moment. You tried on Fidelity, it wouldn't let you? Oh, yeah. Yep. They're probably out of shares. Any thoughts on Path? I was looking at the 4-hour chart. UiPath? Pretty much a daily then. It's right at resistance. It looks pretty hot. It might start breaking out of this zone. And this is a big resistance for it. Gosh, it's like 50-50 though, whether or not it breaks out here. I lean towards one, but it's definitely a weird move. Okay, they should have unhalted by now. It's been well over 5 minutes. Huh. Maybe it's a different halt. Maybe since they halted a few other times, it's this one's going to be one of the big like 15-minute halts. There's a lot of rules with those halts. Different kinds, and Discord bots agree with me. The bots agree. That's what we like to hear. It's bigger than GameStop. You know what? I didn't even think about that, but I think it is. Holy shit. I don't know. It depends how low they were. It's hard to tell. These charts are so wild, it's hard to like really tell. I don't know, it's close. It depends where you count the low. But pretty close, I'd say. I'd say bigger, though. You like SMR long-term since they're not fully proven scalable commercial SMR operations in Western markets yet? Is it fair to say the real upside is hard to judge long-term? You know, Johnny, it is hard to judge. But it is hard to judge. But whenever I'm looking at it, it's a situation where whenever you talk about SMR, they're making small modular nuclear reactors. These companies that run these data centers, rather than paying like for huge, rather than paying like other companies, let's say, or rather than developing their own like huge reactors or something, you know, what if they could produce the same thing with some of these small modular reactors like on site. You know, I don't think that that's an unrealistic expectation considering how much power everyone's talking about that we need. And like, I've watched interviews with even recently, like Elon and Jensen Huang talking about just how much power the world truly needs to keep advancing in this direction. And it's so much power that it's not that scalable right now. So they have to look for other opportunities for the power. Obviously, space was one of them. These small modular reactors could help. Obviously, opening up more bigger nuclear reactors as well. But I think that these small ones could end up being a really good opportunity for some of these tech companies, right? That want to put those on site. I think that's a great business model myself, and it could save those companies a lot of money too by doing it. So I find it to be a very interesting stock. It's a growth stock. You're right, they're not necessarily proven yet, but I think that there's a lot of positives there where it could be worth taking a stab at, right? Could be worth it. This is why Oklo is a big play, given their connection to OpenAI as well. OKLO. Yeah, exactly. Another similar situation, right? Tesla modular reactor. Somebody email Elon. Elon's would be pretty wild. I wonder if Elon, that would be funny if Elon came up with some new like Nikola Tesla crap. Something that would be like a really big breakthrough with it would be interesting. NQ wants to go lower around 654. The NASDAQ. Oh, well, hang on. I forgot. On TradingView, you have to click it. There we go. Go check on SPY again. Pulling back, new recent low here, at least low over the past on this recent dip from the top. Wow. Not quite the low from open, but it's about to test it around 685 to 685.40. Solar panels that beam the energy down to Earth. That would suck if the beam missed its mark for a minute. Oh man, guys, sorry about that. I tried to click the mute button, but I couldn't I couldn't focus on it good enough with the sneeze. Man, now SPY made a new low from open. Wow, it is really selling down now. Buy the rumor, sell the news is working out, Mason. God damn. Woof. Quite the pullback after that exciting morning there. Gotta love it. That is stocks for you. 4 more likes to hit 50. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? But we are gonna be calling the stream here, guys. It's Friday. We had a pretty good, fun morning. A lot of up and down action. I loved that initial opening move. SPY was pointing up. Ran to the upside in a fantastic way, but ultimately pulled back. I appreciate everybody for joining up today. Thank you guys so much, making this community what it is. If you ever need anything at all, make sure to shoot me an email, tom@stockedup.university, or just shoot me a private message on Discord. Although I will say the emails are more consistent because I get a shit ton of private messages, and it's easy to miss some. Happy birthday to the daughter. Appreciate that. Thanks, Jeanette, Jason, Money Making Man, Ramen, Brain, Coconut, the Tangy Man. Thank you from Las Vegas. Have fun, Tangy. Let's go. Win some money. Johnny, Carolina. Appreciate that. Ramirez. Let's end that poll, though. If you voted for SPY blast off, I guess it won initially, but now the SPY fell back down. So how do we count that? Because SPY did move up, but then died. I guess it died ultimately now, so I guess we'll really know at the end of the day how it ends up, right? Talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you in the Discord today. If I don't, I'll see you Monday morning.